I gotta go get it right. There you go.
Can you tell me your first name, what they call you, and what year was you born?
Larry Ellaby. They call me Bay. I was born in August the 7th, 1950.
1950?
Yes.
Who was you born at? What hospital was you born in?
I was delivered by a, what's called midwife?
A midwife.
Yeah.
Do you remember any names?
And no, I don't remember her. Yeah.
And where was it at? Like, it wasn't in the hospital or nothing like
No, it was in my grandmama's house in Little Philly.
that? Wait, what?
Yeah.
How that go about?
Well,
I know that back in the old days.
right. Back in the day, they had this woman that come around delivering babies, especially if you didn't have the money to go to the hospital. This midwife would come by, and I don't know how much they paid her, but it wasn't that much. But she was always in demand somewhere. Only thing I remember about her that she was kind of stout, and she wore a white dress with one of those nurse's cap on her head all the time.
Like back in the old days.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
was
yeah.
she white, black?
She was black. She was elderly, but she was black. She was a nice lady. I've seen her deliver my brother Thomas, uh, Junebug. Yeah, that's yeah.
Okay.
Every evening when I would get off work, I would practice. I go down there in the yard and practice to myself. And sometimes you might get a crowd that'll watch you, but you just don't pay them no attention. You do what you do. And Lee Jenkins was my instructor, Lee Jenkins. So I'm down there in my grandma's yard one day practicing. And I had about 6 or 7 people just sitting there watching me. And Raymond Cox, I don't know where you remember him. He got killed years ago. Got shot his head off. So he went for bad. He sure did. But I was down there practicing, and he came up from behind me, Tina. Boy, he slapped me so hard, I seen stars. Cause he caught me by surprise. But when he did that, you automatically taught I spin with a thrust kick with my heel, kicked him right here right here on his knee, cause he had it in a stationary position, and so it couldn't move. And when I hit it, I heard something pop like that, and he fell on the ground and grabbed his leg. Talking about I tried to kill him. I tried to kill him like that, and he was trying to crawl to the car to get into the car. And I actually did. He want me to help him. He told me to stay away from him, you know. But see, he started it. He walked up and slapped me for no reason, and I just responded in kind. And so he went to the hospital, and then this other guy, he came from New Jersey. I don't know where you remember that or anybody told you about it. He he was a brown belt in Taekwondo. And he come down here with his mother, uh, Arthur William, his dad, and all of them. And every day he would practice out there and draw a crowd. And I'd be getting out work. Me and your mama were together, and I get off work and I'd be tired. And he would always say a word to me that I was scared of him or something like that. So I paid no attention. I sat in there, and then he started messing with Woo. He said, well, if I can't get me, he'll get me through my brother. So me and your mom and all of us, we sitting there in the kitchen eating one day, and a knock came on the door, and it was Woo on the door, man. He was bleeding everywhere. Woo dog was bleeding. His body was bleeding. He was scared to go home. He said that boy jumped on him. That guy had the brown belt, and I said, I got to get him. I got to get him for that. So I had a black karate suit with my name on the back, Larry. It had on that Taekwondo blue belt. So I told Somebody came out there in the yard, and I told him to go tell that guy that if he want to fight, that we'll do it. Just let's go down there in the middle of Philadelphia, down about where I live, so everybody can see. Yeah. So we went down there. I remember he had his brother down there. He had his daddy, and he had his big mouth mama. I remember she had a lot of mouth. You know, she was pretty light skinned, long, pretty hair, but she had too much mouth. And mother didn't know what was going on, so I told mother I was gonna go out here in the road, and play a little bit. She said okay, and she was sitting in the house, so Flip always push me up to fight. Always do that, man. So went down there, and we was all man. I bet you it was 100 people down there. I boy, I'm telling you. And the guy asked me, "How do I want to do it? Do I want to spy or what?" And Flip come and whisper in my ear and said that he heard Arthur Williams tell his son to try to hurt me. And when Flip told me that, and I looked at him, I said, okay, I said, I'm gonna get you. I said, I'm gonna get you. He said, well, how you wanna do it? I said, let's go full contact, no holds barred. And he said, okay, he got that, like that, So you supposed to bow to each other as a term of respect and all like that. So when he came up, I hit him.
Wait.
I boom, boom, like that.
Huh? Right after the battle?
Right after the battle come up, you supposed to be ready to do battle. When he raised up, he went down. And I got on top of him. I took his arm and pulled it behind me. I was gonna break his arm. I pulled it behind and went under his arm and was lifting it up like that so that Poppy showed. And his mama come and jumped on my back. Yeah. Yeah, she jumped on my back and I pushed her down. And here come mother. Oh Lord, mother, what's going on out here? What you doing out here fighting all like that? And so that's what happened to him. I beat him real good. And his mama, never forget what his mama said. His mama said, I'm going back to New Jersey. I'm going to get my black belt. And when I come back, I'm going to beat you. And I said, lady, you better stay where you is. If you want to keep living, you better stay where you is. So that's what happened then. I took karate for I think it was about 15 years. Yeah.
How old were you when you started?
I was young. I was young. Matter of fact, Wu started with me, but he quit because he jammed his thumb. You can get hurt. You can easily get hurt. You can easily get broke up. And the guy that was training us, you won't believe, he was a Korean American, Tina. He was a master red belt. He lived in Southern Pine. He had to be registered with the police department up there as a lethal weapon. I'm telling you, he was magnificent, and he showed us all the moves, how to kill a person in seconds. Like you fighting two or three persons at one time. You get the big one first. You get the big one first, and how you drive his nose, take your hand like this, and drive his nose bone back up in his brain, like boom, like that. Yeah, and that will kill you. That will kill. Yeah, yeah, it will kill you. And then they taught you how you do your hand like that, and when you hit somebody, hit a man, you hit him on the inside of his ear. That busts his eardrum, and your ears controls your what they call your balance. And when you bust that eardrum, you're automatically knocking them off balance, and you can have your way with it. Yep, yep. And then they show us another where you hit him with the palm of your hand, knock his head back like that, and take your hand like this and hit him right in the throat like that. Yeah, yeah. That'll kill you. That'll suffocate you. Yeah. So.
So does that work in the real street fight though?
Yes, sir.
It will.
Yes, sir.
No,
because
okay, so if you know what you know, and then you got a street dude coming in. It actually works.
It worked. I'm gonna tell you why. A street fighter gets stole licks. It's stole it. A guy who knows karate, he throw for pressure points. He throw for what's gonna get you off your feet the first time. You know how guys out of the street fight, knocking over tables. God in karate don't fight like that. He fight discipline. He goes when the person walk up to you to fight you. You already know. I think it's three things that you know that person gonna do. He either gonna swing at you, he either gonna kick at you, or he's gonna rush you. You gotta be prepared for all three. You don't stand facing him. You turn to the side. You give him a smaller target. Okay, and then you seeing what you're gonna do to him. Yeah, that's why they stand to the side, you know, to make themselves a smaller target and give you power in your back legs when you get ready to kick, you know. So it's amazing, man. Yeah, I taught Boston. I taught, I
Yeah, Boston.
yeah.
He tell me a little something, but I think he was kind of smaller.
He was small. I would come home from work, and when I would come to the house, I would take him and push him up against the door, make him tough, man. Yeah. I would push him up against the door. He come out. "Ah." I said, fight, fight like that. He go, "Ah." And your mom be getting mad with me. Matter of fact, when I get off work, sometimes she'll try to hide it. Yeah. But that's how I taught him. I taught him to be tough. Yep.
You thought it was a little too much. All the
A
stuff I
little
heard
too
about
much,
Boston.
exactly.
What?
He used to fight in school every day. Yes.
Yeah, I heard he threw somebody through the window at
Yes.
school.
Well, I taught him well. It's best to say that he is instead of that he ain't. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
So okay, so all of them was born down there, grandma.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, so now I've been asking a few people about the Hellas Horseman,
Mhm.
and there's a whole bunch of different stories about the Hellas Horseman and things like
Mhm.
that. Now, what can you tell me about the Hellas Horseman?
Well, I can tell you that one night back in the day, we could sleep outside if we want to, and mother would make us a pallet outside, and the moon it shines so bright. It wasn't like it was today. All of this pollution and stuff, everything was clear. At night, it looked almost day. It was just that pretty. And so we didn't have air conditioning. So mother let us all, she made a pallet outside for all of us to sleep. And towards about maybe 2, maybe 3 in the morning, we heard the dogs barking. And it's a place out there in Little Philly. We call it Round the Curve. Yeah.
Which one you talking about? Right there at church?
No, not in that direction. That past where I live, down that road. And it was a cave-like entrance, trees united together, making a cave.
The dirt road?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And the dirt road was real thick with dirt, and it stayed cool all the time. The sand was never hot. It was cool all the time because it was always in the shade. And that night we were laying out there, and we heard the dogs barking, and we heard something like a wagon coming, and it sounded like it was dragging chains. And we asked mother what was that, and mother said, "Y'all get up because that's the headless horseman." And it was getting closer because the sound, was more intense. And right there beside the house, you could see like a silhouette of a wagon with a man sitting up there with no head driving the horses. And we started screaming, and we ran in the house, and mother shut the door and locked it. Now, yeah, Philadelphia used to be a haunted place. You used to see something out there all the time.
So the Hellas Horseman, now I heard that the Hellas Horseman come out like every 50 years.
I don't know.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I heard that now. And I also heard that the Hellas Horseman tree behind Miss Francis. You ever heard that?
No,
You never heard that?
no. All I know that he came from around the curve that night, and the sound was so deafening. You know, just like he was right up on you. But and the dog was going crazy. They were just barking and barking, and then it kept on past the house, like going up by the church. But you can see the silhouette of it. You know, you can see straight through it. But
Hey,
yeah,
hey.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you, dog. Yeah, it used Philadelphia used to be a real haunted place, though.
You got any other horror stories you got? Like what they call it, the tall man?
Well, now I have never seen the tall man, but I've seen things in the house. You know, where we used to live in my mother and daddy's house. I was I told you the last time I was laying there in the bed. I sneaked off, and mother told me not to go nowhere, but I sneaked off anyway. And it was it was about maybe 2 in the morning. I came home, and me and my twin Harry, we always slept together. And I went in the bedroom and shut the door. And I was just thinking over, you know, what happened that night and everything. And I heard the door like make a squeaking sound like that. But I didn't pay no attention. So all of a sudden I got so scared, just like the hair was standing up on my head. And the first name I called, I said, Mama, like that, my grandmama. I wasn't even thinking about her. And I took the cover and pulled it over my head like that. And buddy, like I said, back in those days, we didn't have air conditioning. I almost burned up, covered my head, the sweat was running in my eyes and everything. And I reached over there to shake Harry, to wake him up. But when I touched him, I couldn't shake him for some reason. And so I come back, had the cover like that, and God is my witness. All of a sudden, I felt some cool air. And when I opened my eyes, that cover was folded back down over my leg. I'm laying like this.
So you didn't even feel the cover come
Didn't
off.
feel the cover come off or nothing. That's when I jumped out of my bed and went and jumped between dad and mother. Yeah. Yep. 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 Yes.
Alright. So what can you tell me about the rabbit box? Like what are some of the most memorable things? Whether it was a fight, whether it was something funny,
What?
you know, what first thing that comes to your mind when you think about the rabbit box?
When I got shot. Yeah, I got
You
shot.
at the rabbit box?
Yes, I did.
Can you tell me about it?
I sure did. We were down there. We were having a good time. It was cold that night, and they had this squeezer, had this pop belly stove there where everybody would get out on the floor, dance a while, and go warm up. And there was this girl out there. I remember she was fat, and I think they called her name Pam. Yeah, and she was known to shoot or cut. She was known for that now. And Spur, Bud Douglas, he was kind of high, and he came up to her and tried to dance with her, and she told him that she didn't want to dance. So he didn't take it like that. He came back up to her and pulling on her, and she was pushing him away. She said, "Leave her alone." So he wouldn't do it. He came back up to her, and at that time she pushed him down on the floor, and she started going in her pocketbook, and everybody started running. Yeah, including me. After a while, something said, "Pow!" and my leg went out like that. But I ran on out the door anyway, and I felt something running down my leg, and she had shot me with I think it was a 22, and I had to go to the hospital. But Spur, he came to see me the next day, and he was sorry that he caused it, and he paid my hospital bill and everything.
Hey, you got shot with a 22. So was it just one shot fired?
Yeah, one shot,
Oh shit,
and I just happened to catch it. I'm telling you, but I don't think she was trying to shoot anybody. She just said, "Pow," like that, and I just happened to be standing in the way.
Was the rap box did it have?
Yeah, I should have.
Did it have? Now I remember going to rap box when I was young, but I was too young to actually like remember.
Mm-hmm.
Did it have 2 S's or was it 1 S?
2 entries.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. You come in the front. One on the side.
On the side, right there before the mama.
Yeah, it was one on the side. Now didn't damn get burnt up or something, and they built another up there by.
There was something built in the back. Like
Sure was. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. And but I remember the other one. That used to be an old house. I don't know who lived there, but Squeezer got it and made it into shanty. Yeah. You know where it was right behind where Elnora lived in that trailer. You keep on past the house. It was down there, and that was a jumping place. But they fought all the time down there. So
Any other stories you got about the rap box?
well, no, just when we would go down there, we had to slip down there because mother she was tight on us, man.
Also, the rap box was way before your time too. Then I mean, in your time, but
Yeah.
you was a kid whenever.
Yeah, every my time like Walt McCain played. You remember Walt McCain?
I remember that name.
Yeah.
I don't remember his son.
Yeah, oh, well, I remember the dad and everything, and he had a store down there. He had one leg, and that's where all the fights start. It spilled down to. Okay, I came in from the store again, slipped off as usual, and I came in the house, and I left the bedroom door open, and like I said, me and Harry always slept together, and I was laying there, and through our kitchen we had a street light out there, and the light would shine through the kitchen, and you can see it on the door. After I'm laying there looking towards the entrance in the kitchen, all of a sudden a shadow walked up to the door, and I didn't see the person. I saw the shadow. It was a woman with a bun on her head. You know how back in the day they wore them afros. It was a shadow, a silhouette of a woman with an afro standing right there. It scared me to death.
Bro, how old was
Me,
you? Yeah.
I was going to Astor Chapel School. I probably was about 10, 11, something like that.
And you said stuff like that young.
I'm telling you, Philadelphia was a haunted place. Now, if what I'm about to tell you also, God in heaven knows it's the truth. I was laying there in the bed one night, and I remember falling asleep. Harry usually always go to sleep before I do. And I fell asleep, and all of a sudden I was grunting like like that. And when I woke up, seemed like the bed came up like that. Something had set on my legs, and grandson, it was so heavy. I had tears in my eyes. And the next morning, I told mother about it, and she looked down on my leg. There was a big bruise on it. Yeah, but something had set on my leg, and God knows it was real heavy.
Like what? Like a person? Like
I knew it was a person because I could tell how they got up.
yeah.
I knew it was a person. Yeah.
And like there's no you don't know who it might be.
No, I have no idea who it could have been. But like I said, Philadelphia used to be a haunted place.
You got anything that you and Harry seen together?
One night, mother used to set up and do a lot of sewing. And so she ran out of thread one night. And she told me and Harry to go down to her sister's house, which her name was Alberta Ingram. She said, go down there and tell her to send her some thread. Man, about 1 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. And so I was scared to go, and Harry was scared to go, but we couldn't say no. We came out of the house, and we were crossing the road. Now, behind our brother's house, he had a great big grapevine. I mean, a big one. We used to go down there and pick grapes all the time.
Right across the street.
Yeah, across the street. What's there now?
Between.
No, down on my. You know, Lil Crump.
Yeah.
Right there. It was a house. It was a big old house right there.
Okay.
Yeah, a big house right there. And again, the moon was shining just so beautiful. And we were going. We had started across the road to go to a house, and God knows there's something came around the house, and I stopped. I said, "Harry, look at there." Harry didn't see it. Whatever it was a grayish color and real tall, baby. Came around the house. It wasn't walking. It was like floating. It came to our brother's then window. The window was down, and God knows it stuck his whole head in the window like that. And buddy, you talking about? I left Harry. I left Harry, but he didn't see it. But I saw it. But whatever that was, it was a tall grayish mist. But you could see it, yeah, floating from anything else that was around it. And then that's when it came to the window and stuck his whole head in the window like that. Man, I had to leave him. I had to leave him. No, man, left that thread. They about no thread. Yes, sir. Well, it started with our dad. He used to sing in a quartet himself. I think they were called the Morning Star Quintet. And who? Leo Ellaby. Uh-huh. And we would lay in the bed on Sunday morning and listen at Randy's record shop. And they would play gospel songs all the time. And we were very intrigued with the Mighty Clouds of Joy and the Violinaire. And we said, man, we sure would like to sing like that. So Daddy decided to start us practicing. So we would get up and we would practice before we eat. We would practice after we eat, trying to get in tune and stuff. So he asked this guy, matter of fact, he used to live here in Chapeltown. He's dead now. His name was Ernest Bry. That guy could sing all he wanted to. So he came up on a Tuesday and Thursday night to get us together, try to harmonize. And so not only did he help us, that was this other guy from Bennettsville. His name was CJ something. He used to sing with the world famous Swan Silvertone, and he came up, and him and Ernest Pride, they got us singing in tune, and man, we started loving it. We started loving it. We would go to school and come home just wanting to sing. So we sung. Our first guitar player was this guy from Tabernacle. He was a little. I can't remember his first name. It's been so long ago, and he was playing the guitar for us. So the lead guitar, yeah. So our first time out singing, we was at Beautiful Zion in Green Lake, and our name then was not the Swan Jubilee. It was the Fantastic Violinaire. And man, we sung, and everybody was telling us how good we sound, and we sang real high like the Violinaire, and we was impressed with it. Everybody was impressed too. So we kept on singing. Then people started booking us on programs. We were singing with Reverend Steele and the Package Deal. You remember them, baby? Oh, that's for your time. Right. Everybody on Sunday evening, we would go up there and get on the bus and go wherever we want to sing. But we were getting so many programs, and the package deal wasn't. So we had to pull away from them to fulfill our obligation to other people. And oh man, we got to singing real good. Then they start putting us on the professional card with professional group. and we were nervous because
Like who?
like the Mighty Clouds and the Violent Air, the Pilgrim Jubilees, and all of them, and we was nervous because we just, oh Lord, singing with these kind of guys, man, what we gonna do? So we got up there and we sung, and I never forget this. We sung with the Mighty Clouds at Leach Street School, and we sung before they did, and my brother Thomas, he sung the song. They sang somewhere around our throne. I went to the house. That one. And Joe Lagon, the lead singer for the Mighty Cloud, he came out the dressing room and stood there and was watching us sing. And he was doing like that. And he come out on the stage with my brother Thomas, and both of them sung that song, man. And it made us feel important. He took us in the dressing room and he gave us some tips on singing. He said, when you go out there to sing, go to be the best. Don't accept second place. Go to be the best. And he told us how to practice. And it was so different from how a local group practiced, and I was impressed. And so then we started getting um, program upstate, New York, um, Cincinnati, and all them places, Atlanta, Georgia, and we started going on tours with them girls, the Truthettes,
I heard them.
that sang "I Don't Want No Peanut Butter and Jelly."
Yeah.
Yeah, them.
Okay.
We was on a week tour with them, the Mighty Swan Glory from Los Angeles, and Slim and the Supreme Angels.
So wait, so who was y'all manager? Like, how did that all that come about? Like, who
Okay,
did the books? Who did the?
Harry.
Okay.
Yeah, Harry. If Harry couldn't be a chief, he ain't gonna be no Indian. No, I'm telling you. So Harry was the manager, and then we got booking agents in different towns like Albemarle. I forget this guy's name, but he got us in Atlanta with Troy Ramey and the Soul Searchers. We was on a tour with them, a 3-night tour, and it was so beautiful, man. And that's all we live for is to go singing. We couldn't wait till the weekend. Many times, grandson, we had to get off work, come home, take a shower, and go straight out to a program through the week. Yeah, yeah. We were booked just like that.
So when would you say that the Swan Jubilee became Swan Jubilee?
Harry renamed us. In fact, it was down there, Whiz. No, you don't remember Whiz. You remember Whiz? Yeah, Whiz used to play the guitar for us. And we were practicing down there in his house. Harry said, well, now, there's already a group called the Violent Air. We need to get our own name. So everybody sat down and was thinking, what could we call ourselves? So Harry, he the one came up with Mighty Swan Jubilee. Yep. And so that's been our name ever since.
And how was the money split between y'all?
Well,
Okay, matter of fact,
mhm.
how many people, like, can you name everybody that was in this one?
Well, I know that was myself. That was Woo, Kenny, Cooney, and Charlie. Those were the originals. Yeah, and then later on, some more guys joined us, like Moochie, this guy from Rayford, Al played. He could play guitar. He used to play with Doc McKenzie, the Gospel Highlights, and he came with us. He played with us about 10 years. Yeah, about 10 years, and we just started traveling. That's all we look forward to. All we look forward to is just traveling, and we almost got in fights with the other professional group, especially this group from Wilmington, Delaware, J.D. Caldwell and the Gospel Ambassadors. Yeah, they had a set of twins on their group, and me and Harry were twins, and they was in the bathroom, and me and Harry went in the bathroom, and I recall them saying, "We come down here to make a name for ourselves." He said, "Them niggas out there talking about the Swan Jubilee." And I told Harris, they talking about us, man. Yeah. Harris said, be quiet, be quiet. I said, no, I said, just see what they're gonna have to say, say. And I told man, I said, look, we up here on the same program with y'all. We didn't come up here to try to outsing nobody. We doing it because we enjoy it. I said, now if y'all can't stand the heat, get out the kitchen, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. And so we was on a week tour with them. We went to Greensboro. They wouldn't let us sing. Their manager went to our manager and told him that every other group in there that came in that package could sing except us. Yeah. And so Coon always was the guy with the level head. Coon said, don't worry about it, just pray for him. So, but they paid us anyway to come. So the next night we was in Winston-Salem. He did the same thing. Wouldn't let us sing, they paid us. But the next night, we was back here in Rockingham at the National Guard Army. He went to our promoter, told him again, don't let them boys sing. He said, you might as well forget it. Them boys is home. Them boys are going to sing. You know what he said? Well, let us sing before them. Yeah, so they saw me before us, and we still run them out of there. Yeah, yeah. And it was, we've been a lot of places. I can't tell you how many programs we've been on. We've been on programs where we got through singing and we had to go to another program. They would block the highway and wouldn't let us leave. They would block the road to keep us from going. Yeah, so we had to, they went play some baseball out of a baseball field, and we had to play baseball with them and stuff. And then we left there. We went to Dillon, South Carolina, and sung down there. We been some a lot of places, a lot of places.
Did you? Is it more y'all went north and south? Did y'all ever go west?
Oh yeah, we went to Washington. We went to where the Pentagon is. Where? Yeah, we was in Virginia. We went to Richmond, Virginia. Euphoria, Virginia, Euphoria, or something like that. We was at Euphoria, Virginia, and we was in Danville, Virginia. The guy that got us up there was the same guy that got killed. You remember when them two black guys was killing people in the trunk of a car? Yeah, okay, yeah. They killed our producer. Yeah, shot him. They was in the back of a car and shot him and killed him. Just randomly shooting people. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so we would have to rewind the tape all the way back.
Yeah. Basically, it was like that. We would get in a soundproof room, and they had mics that come down out the ceiling, 4 prong mics for each guy like that. And the guy that was doing the recording and mixing, he's sitting in a glass booth, soundproof. And we get through, he will mix it. And he'll let us listen at it. And we will tell him what we want in there and what we want him to take out of it. And that's how we record it.
I got one last question about this.
Okay.
So if you could go down each person, what would you say that was each person's strength and each person's weakness for the group?
Well, I would have to say our strength was, I won't tell him that though, with my brother Tommy. He could sing. Now, if he sound like Robert Blair, I'm telling you, for the Violin, my brother could sing. And that was basically our strength. We would sing off him. That's how we sang. We would sing off him. And then Charlie, Charlie would do to his baritone. He'd sing off Woo. And then I'll come in with the fifth tenor. Then Anthony come in with a second octave. And we just blend like that.
So when did the instruments start coming in then?
Well, my brother went to Vietnam, Flip. I didn't know nothing about a bass guitar. Huh? Yeah, he was a master sergeant over there.
Oh God.
Yeah,
Dang.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And when he left, cause he was playing bass for us, and so I said, well, at least I'm gonna try to play. I got up, got my bass. The first thing I played was, you don't know about Peter Gunn. You know Peter Gunn, that detective, don't like that. Yeah. That was the first thing I learned to play. And every day I would get off school, I would go in there and put a record on the turntable and try to play behind it. I taught myself. Nobody taught me. I taught myself how to play bass guitar. Sure did.
And do y'all
Uh,
Still learning.
still learning. Yeah, yeah.
so did y'all
Still
put out
professional. Mhm.
did y'all put out singles or did y'all put out albums?
We put out a 45 first,
What's that?
a record.
Like an actual record you put on and you moved it.
Yeah, and put on the turntable, put your needle down on it and go around. Yeah.
How many songs is on it?
Two. We won but two on that one. Then we made one with, I think, a
What's the name
six.
of them? I'm sorry, I don't
Okay.
what's the name of
One of them was, I remember, Stay With God. Oh, God. But the other one escapes me right now. But we recorded in Chariot Studios. And but I do remember that song there, Stay With God. But I can't recall what was on the other side. And then later on we made a tape. You know, they had tapes then. Mm-hmm.
I would need that thing.
Yeah.
I need
y'all,
Where's it?
y'all still got
Me?
anything?
Huh?
Y'all still got any of those?
Just so happened, Charlie told us the other day that he's having 100 and some more tapes made. I recorded, but we're gonna enhance the music. Yeah.
So, if you could go back to your 20-year-old self, what would you tell your 20-year-old self?
To be a different person. To be a different person. See, I had to say, 2020 hindsight. Yeah, to be a better person. Yeah, that's the main thing. A better person.
You got anything for the kids nowadays?
Well, man, we live in dangerous time, man. The kids nowadays, they don't have any respect for their parents. They the drug craze, man. That's killing them. That's killing them. You know, when we were growing up, we didn't know nothing about no crack cocaine. Now they might smoke that yeah, reefer, but yeah, crack cocaine, we didn't know nothing about that. Only thing we was around is people who drink liquor. That's all they say, it was liquor. Yeah.
So I mean, like, what you think? What you think can, slow things down? I ain't gonna say stop it, but what you think can slow things down today?
I would say a better upbringing and Jesus Christ. Hmm. That's right.